Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And the Magic start out with the ball. Now here's Hardaway. Grant Hill on the wing. Pass to O'Neal. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Here's Harper. Pass to Nowitzki. Nowitzki left side. Here's Aguirre. Pocket 6. Not loose. From deep. They grab their own miss. Nowitzki in the post. No good with the layup.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle and I got a chance to talk just for a bit.
Outside Hardaway. Pass to O'Neal. He's guarded by Harper. Back to O'Neal. Outside Hill. And the three ball is good.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Here's Harper. Fires for three. Dallas again missing. And so just over a minute and a half played. McGrady with the ball. Pass to Howard. Now O'Neal. McGrady. It's blocked. Here's Harper. There's the pick. Here's Aguirre. Second chance shot. And another shot. It's blocked. And here's O'Neal. From 11 feet away. And that one's good. 5 points in the game.
I don't think they come much easier than that look.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Now Nowitzki. Pass to Aguirre. It's good from long range.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Here's McGrady. Now Howard. He's against Nowitzki. Shot on the wing. Blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And he lobs it up. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
The Mavericks trail it. Here's Harper. Pass to Bradley. Right side Bradley. On the money from 12 feet away. And the Magic with possession. Now, here is McGrady. O'Neal inside. And the basket by Hill.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Blackman. Rebounded by Howard. Now McGrady. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to O'Neal. Out to Hardaway. Now here's Howard. 6 to shoot. And again, it's Orlando converting.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Here's Harper. Here's Aguirre. Another three for Dallas.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Grant Hill on the wing. Pass to Howard. He's against Nowitzki. From down low. Here's Hill. Shot is blocked. But they recover it. Now here's Hardaway. O'Neal inside. And O'Neal gets it to go.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Here's Harper. Back to Bradley. Again, the Mavericks score.
He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Now, here's pass to Howard. Ball's knocked loose. And stolen by Nowitzki. Blackman. Here's Harper. Aguirre. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Harper. For the three. Another three for Dallas.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
McGrady with the ball. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Right side Hill. Shot denied. Here's Harper. Back to Nowitzki. Pass to Bradley. And he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 6.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Orlando trailing here. And here is McGrady. Grant Hill on the wing. O'Neal. Now McGrady. Outside Hardaway. Makes it off the glass. Here's Harper. Back to Nowitzki. Pass to Harper. Here is Aguirre. 6 on the shot clock. Fades away. And it's Dallas with another. And here is Hardaway. Grant Hill on the wing. Now O'Neal. It's back to Hill. Good.
How about that, going up strong? I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Mavericks making a switch here. So it's the Mavericks now, trailing by 2. Pass to Aguirre. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 10.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. I mean, he looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far, so good.
And here is Lewis. Outside Hill. Tries to save it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And the Mavericks making a change here. Here are the Magic now. Back to Scott. Buries it from three-point range. Here's Kidd. Deflects the pass. Pass to Scott. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. He's got 5.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Nash to the paint. Chandler's shot, good. Orlando leading. Pass to Scott. Anderson with the ball. That's good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Outside Kidd. From outside, off the mark.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Francis. Now here's Anderson. And Orlando again with the bucket.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Pass to Kidd. Left side Kidd. Now here's Chandler. Chandler down low. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Now here's Scott. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
Here's Nash. Quiet so far offensively, switching for his first points of the game. Kidd. Nash outside. Pass to Chandler. They need this. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
Free throw, Chandler. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And it's Orlando's ball. 9-point game. Anderson up top. Pass to Scott. There's the triple. And the shot is good. He's got 11.
These defenders have better start closing out on those shooters.
Dallas calls timeout. Now here's Kidd. Nash outside. Back to Kidd. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Nash. Shoots it. Scott pulls it in.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Here's Vucevic. Here's Scott. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The layup missed.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Pass to Anderson. Shoots the 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Finley softly drops in the floater.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Here's Lewis, and that's not going to go. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. It's the Magic. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, for the Magic, what jumps out to you so far, numbers-wise? it's the Mavericks with the ball, trailing by 10. Doncic, and he gets it to go. Here are the Magic now. Here is Armstrong. Pass to Grant. Here is Armstrong. Here's Vucevic. Vucevic down low. Can't cash in from close range. Outside Kid. Six on the shot clock. Doncic. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Here is Anderson. Pass to Grant. Anderson. Vucevic backing down. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And the Mavericks making a change here. The Mavericks trailing. Kid with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Doncic sinks that one from the post.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Now here's Anderson. Pass to Scott. And here's Anderson. Here is Armstrong. Back to Anderson. 4 on the clock. On the wing. And he hits the jump shot. 6 points for him. Here are the Mavericks now. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Mashburn. Back to Kidd. Launches a 3. No good.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
Pass to Armstrong. Scott with the ball. And here is Grant. Back to Scott. Uncovered. That's good.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Orlando leading. Here is Armstrong. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Scott. Now Howard. Working on Hayward. Armstrong. Here's Anderson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Now Kidd. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Terrific swat. Here is Armstrong. Here's Scott. That's good. 15 points in the game.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
Right side Kidd. Mashburn. Right side Kidd. From the baseline. Rebound by the Magic.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebounding.
Now Anderson. He has 6. Pass to Armstrong. Back to Anderson. From outside the arc. The shot is off. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Mavericks on D. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Puts it up from 12. And that one's good. 9 points in the game so far. And here comes Harper. Pass to Aguirre. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Harper. Oh, that's blocked. Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam. Here's Harper. Pass to Aguirre. It's stolen by McGrady. Right side Hardaway. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And Shaq with the slam. And here are the Mavericks now. 11-point game. Here's the screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. Here's Orlando now. Now here is Hardaway. Inside to Shaq. The alley-oop layup. Very well done. Here's Harper. Pass to Aguirre. It's stolen by Hill. Outside Hardaway. Now McGrady. Now here is shoots from the post. And the layup is up and in.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season.
Dallas calls timeout. Passed to Nowitzki. Working on Howard. Here's Harper. 6 to shoot. That's good.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Back to Howard. It's back to Hill. It's stolen by Bradley. Here is Aguirre. 10 points for him. Pass to Harper. Here is Aguirre. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. 12 points for him.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Here's Howard. And he banks in the layup.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Here's Harper. He's got 5. Pass to Aguirre. Here's Harper. Here's Harper. Aguirre. And another basket for Dallas.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Howard with it. Shoots it up. Aguirre grabs the miss.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
Blackman. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Here's McGrady. Pass to Howard. And here is O'Neal. Now Hardaway. Clock at 6. Back to O'Neal. An easy 2 points on the layup. 15 points in the game.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here's Harper. Blackman. And sends it back. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Now here's Hardaway. Here's Howard. And that one is hammered home.
A signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Pass to Aguirre. Bradley with the ball. Here's Harper. Lets it go from deep. Dwight Howard pulls it in.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
And the basket by Hill. Here comes Harper. He's got 5. Off the screen. Blackman. Pass to Harper. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Mavericks making a switch here. Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
Simply need to just stay the course, Kevin. That's it.
It's been a good course so far.
Yep.
And that is good. He has 6. Six to shoot. Finley. To end the run. Here's Harper. The Mavericks rebound. Stolen by O'Neal. And here's the fast break. Here's Hardaway. Sweet little floater.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. They trail by 18. Here's Harper. 5 points in the game. Shot from free throw range. And the jumper is good. He has 7. Here's Hardaway. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Here's Harper. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. A dominating first half of basketball. And so welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Really an incredible game from Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Harper. They get a hand on it. And it's Harper with the rebound.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Pass to Bradley. Banked in off the glass. 8 points for him. And Orlando has possession. McCready with the ball. Now here is Hill. And here is O'Neal. 5 on the clock. McCready with the ball. Off target from three-point range.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Kicks it out to Nowitzki. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Here's Harper. No good with the wing jumper.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Pass to Hill. Now here's Hardaway. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
This Mavericks squad struggling. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. He's got 16.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Outside Hardaway. Back to O'Neal. Guarded by Bradley. Here's Hardaway. Up again.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
Pass to Aguirre. Down low. Nowitzki. And he gets the bucket.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Here is Howard. Now, here is O'Neal. Here's Harper, and he gets it to go. He's got 9.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Hardaway with it. 10 points for him. Pass to Howard. Unloads from 9. But they'll get another chance. Now, here's Here's Harper. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Bradley. Blocked. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Outside Hill. Right side Hill. Now McGrady. 6 on the shot clock. Now here's Hardaway. Shoots from the high post. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And Rick Carlisle wants a timeout. Shaq is really happy. Here's Harper. Pass to Aguirre. Here's Harper. They set the pick. Here's Harper. And the rebound goes to Howard.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
To the middle. Blackman. And yes, sir, that one drops. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Hardaway backing down. Back to Howard. Tries to stop the close streak. Kicks it out to Bradley. And Shaq sends it back. And here is Hardaway. He's got 10. Pass to Hill. With the lead pass. Shaq in the high post. Back to Howard. Off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. And the Mavericks making a change here. And Orlando has possession. They led by as many as 18 points. Battles through traffic and lays it in. He's got 8.
And something else that comes to mind with him is how many guys he's given the poster treatment to. I mean, flying high to power one down while the defender stands there looking for mercy.
Nash with it. Stripped away. Now McGrady. Here's Vucevic. The 3. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Now Nash. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Nowitzki. Lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Here's McGrady. It's a 13-point game. Pass to Scott. McGrady. And that one's good. McGrady. Now Nash. Now Kidd. Mashburn gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Backing down is Howard. The Mavericks pull it in.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. He's got 5. So it's Orlando now. 10-point lead. Pass to Scott. Here's Vucevic. Shoots a fader. That's blocked. Outside Kidd. They set the pick. Nash right side. Back to Kidd. Shot off the pick. Mashburn. That is good.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
And here is McGrady. Here's Vucevic. Now here is McGrady. Drops it in from 11 feet. He has 6.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Now here's Nash. It's stolen. McGrady with the ball. He has 6. Pass to Scott. Beyond the arc. That's good. Here's Nash. He hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure will change. Lets it go with a 3. Another 3 for Dallas. So it's Orlando now. They led by as many as 18 points. Here's Vucevic. Shot clock at 6. Francis. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Outside Kidd. Back to Nowitzki. Makes the lead pass. Here's Nash. Can't get it to go. And here is Scott. 18 points for him. McGrady with the ball. Back to Scott. The 3. And the rebound goes to Nash. Now McGrady. Here's Vucevic. With the fadeaway. And it's good. Now Kidd. Pass to Nowitzki. Nash outside. Dallas again missing.
I tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Now here is McGrady. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Now Kidd. Doncic. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Pass to Anderson. Now Howard. Working on Haywood. Howard in the post. And the layup's good off the glass. 10 points for him.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
Nash with it. They set the screen. Pass to Kidd. Again, the Mavericks score.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
Francis. And here is Howard. Off target at the rim.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Pass to Nash. Nash left side. Here's Haywood. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Magic out in front. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And the final period of play just about to start. Here is Armstrong. This one for 3, and that one's good.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Here's Orlando now. They led by as many as 18 points. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Drop back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over it.
Back to Nash. Doncic. 6 to shoot. Nash outside. Jacks up a 3. Can't get it to go. And here is McGrady. Now here's Lewis. Pass to Grant. Lewis with it. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. And here's Nash. Unloads. Good as the jump shot falls. Here is Armstrong. Great communication on the alley-oop. Guys, nothing has really come easy for him today.
Yeah, you'd have to consider this not one of their best performances.
And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Mavericks making a switch here. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Finley. And blocked. Now McGrady. Francis. Here's Nash. Lock at 6. Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
Now McGrady. Pass to Howard. McGrady. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Throws down the alley-oop slam. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Bradley. That's good.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And Orlando has possession. It's a 13-point game. Now, here is McGrady. Now Lewis. Puts up a 3. No luck. Nash with it. To the inside. Pass to Nowitzki. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's the first. Mavericks making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line. McGrady with the ball. Pass to Howard. He's working on Nowitzki. 6 on the shot clock. Kept alive. And O'Neal gets it to go.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Got a piece of it. Francis. And a powerful one-handed slam. Here's Harper. There's the pick. Back to Nowitzki. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's McGrady. Pass to O'Neal. Now here's Lewis. 5 to shoot. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Here's Harper. Can't get it to go.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Now here's Lewis. McGrady. And here is Howard. Pass to O'Neal. He's against Nowitzki. And that one goes long. Here comes Harper. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Francis. And here is McGrady. They get it back. Howard in the post.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
Here's Harper. Pass to Nowitzki. Here's McGrady. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
Now the Mavericks with it. Trailing by 17. Here's Harper. There's the block. Lewis with it. Strong finish with 2 hands. Finley. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Back to Howard. Now McGrady. Francis. Here's Lewis. Pass to O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. McGrady. Francis. Lewis with it. Fires the 3. And he gets it to go.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
Here's Harper. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And it's blocked.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Now here's Lewis. Now Lewis. Pass to O'Neal. He's against Nowitzki. A jump hook. That's good. He's got 19.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you got to put a body on your man when the shot goes up. That's just fundamental basketball. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Here's Harper. Pass to Aguirre. Here's Harper. Here's Harper. And the 3 off target.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively.
And Shaq with the slam. Here's Harper. Now here's Nowitzki. Tall for run. He takes it up and lays it in.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint. And when you can get them, you got to score them.
Here's Hardaway. Pass to Hill. And here's O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal again. 23 points in the game. Here's Harper. Six to shoot. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. They get it again. And he drops in the layup off the glass. McGrady with the ball. Pass to O'Neal. Guarded by Bradley. There's the screen. Here's Harper. Nowitzki. And that one's good. And here is Hardaway. Grant Hill on the wing. Right side Hill. Outside Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. He lobs out the alley-oop pass. And Shaq with the slam. Now the Mavericks with it. Here's Harper. Pass to Aguirre. Here's Harper. Blackman. And Shaq pulls it down. Now here is McGrady.